used, and to look at how to use and construct your own thesis statement. So let's start out with defining what is a thesis statement. A thesis is an arguable opinion. It's the statement that an essay is proving to be true. It is a theory. A thesis statement is not a fact. It is something that you are attempting to prove in your writing, if that is an essay, a research paper, or a short response. So how are thesis statements used? Well, the whole purpose behind an essay is to prove the thesis statement. The thesis is the opinion, which is then supported by a variety of different types of facts. An essay may include a variety of different kinds of research to back up that thesis and attempt to prove that it is true. This is the essay's entire reason for being written. Where does a thesis statement belong? It always goes in the essay's introduction paragraph. It should be introduced, it should stand out, and it should be supported in the introduction and throughout the entire essay. So is a thesis statement fact or opinion? A thesis is always opinion. It is not a fact, it is an opinion, it is a theory. Now, it is supported by facts, but it itself is an opinion. So how can that thesis statement be supported? Regardless of whether you're looking at a short response, an essay, or a research paper or project, you're going to support that thesis statement with facts. Well, there's a wide variety of different kinds of facts that you might use to support your thesis. You may use examples, evidence, first-person accounts or second-person accounts, research, which can come in all kinds of different forms, statistics, quotations from experts, data, which may be scientific or mathematical, or comparisons. There are also a lot of other categories that you may find for facts that you would use to support your thesis. So how is the introduction constructed? This is the strong way here of structuring your introduction paragraph. You start off with 1 to 2 hook statements. These are used to catch the reader's attention and draw the reader into the writing. Then you follow with a very strong, opinionated thesis statement. That is then followed with the support statements. Typically, I recommend that students shoot for 3 to 7 support statements in the introduction paragraph. Always complete every paragraph with a conclusion statement that wraps up that entire paragraph. A well-written thesis statement. There's a wide variety of different ways that you can write thesis statements, but this is a pretty strong one here. Begin with any of these words or phrases: although, even though, whether or not, in order that, or as soon as. Any of these words or phrases here will get you off to a great start for writing your thesis statement. Let's take a look at some examples. We have 5 examples here. These are all well-written thesis statements. You're welcome to stop the video if you want to write these down or read through them more slowly. Although our country seems prosperous and wealthy, we are in a terrible crisis and must change our economic habits soon. First thesis statement, which would then be about an essay that's probably about economics. Even though some people complain about discomfort, a sports helmet is imperative for safety. This thesis statement here is very strong and would lead us into a paper that's probably persuasive about wearing helmets. Whether or not a teenager has a personal cook, knowing how to make simple foods is a necessity. This strong thesis statement here in the middle, this may lead us into a procedural or how-to essay on how to cook simple foods. In order that students be safe and able to learn chemistry, a thorough safety demonstration must precede any science class. This thesis statement here could then be used in a procedural or demonstration type of essay. And the last one, as soon as you light up a cigarette, you have cut short your life expectancy, health, and well-being. This thesis statement is very strong, very opinionated, and would then move into probably a persuasive essay about smoking. Let's take a look at weak thesis statements. With this, you can see the comparison. You can see how the strong thesis statements that we looked at compare to the weak thesis statements and why you want to stick with a strong thesis. We should all agree that the economy is in bad shape right now. This is a weak thesis statement. It uses first person we, and it says that we should all agree, but it doesn't show the opinion in as strong a manner as the previous one does. No matter what you think, helmets are important for every athlete to wear. This thesis statement starts off in a very elementary manner. It doesn't come off as being academic or professional, so therefore we don't want to use that one. All teenagers should learn to cook at least some meals. This thesis statement, although it does state an opinion, is too simplistic, so we would want to use a stronger thesis statement. I feel science classes should always have safety demonstration. Any thesis statement that starts with I feel is going to be too weak for high school or college writing, so we don't want to use those. And the final one, I think smoking is a terrible idea for anyone. This thesis statement has multiple problems. First, it starts with I think, which is weak writing. Second, it's very elementary. It doesn't take a really strong stance. Third, it doesn't have very much information in it. It's very simple, and it doesn't give us enough information to really push us into that paper. What are students expected to do when we're looking at thesis statements? Students should always write a strong thesis statement. Should include a strong thesis statement in every essay. I would also expand this to say every essay, short answer, research paper, or research project. Make sure also to support thesis statements with factual data. What you should know and be able to do at this point is to know what a thesis statement is, be able to recognize a thesis statement, and understand how to construct and support a thesis statement of your own. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Good luck with your writing.